Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and it is no surprise that patch 8.2 has a lot of great content. First of all, the presentation with the content announcement for future plans for WoW has been absolutely spectacular, and a lot of people found it very exciting. There seems to be a hell of a lot of content to be added into the game. And it's awesome, because as someone who plays this game regularly, more content, more good content is always great. In this video, I kind of want to cover some of the things that I normally wouldn't make a single video for. I kind of just want to touch upon some of the things that I actually find kind of cool, kind of exciting. So in today's, I actually want to take a look at some of the changes to the Zandalari, and mostly within the animation department. Zandalari males and females have both gone through a lot of animational changes, but what you might have not noticed is some of the animation forms like Moonkin form, as well as travel form, haven't had certain animation, primarily the dance one. So this one I'm actually checking out on PTR right now. I have not got to check these out, so I'm gonna have a first reaction of these. All right, here we go. This one is supposed to be very simple. Okay. That's about it. I mean, what else could I say? That looks actually kind of cool. I definitely don't think it's as expressive as the Boomkin dance. There's definitely something derpy about the original Boomy dance that most of the other, or all of the other Boomy forms do, but this one, I guess it has its own pizzazz to it. You know, I guess being the skinny chicken, you're kind of like the black sheep of the flock. They also changed a dance for this one, and this one is supposed to be pretty awesome. For the travel form, that's non-flying form, so this one is only used in areas where you don't unlock flying, which I guess is going to kind of suck when 8.2 introduces Pathfinder Part 2, because there'll be only certain areas where you'll be able to actually use travel form, because it'll auto default you to the other form, the flying form. Anyway, let's try this one. I kind of like it. I actually very much like it. I very much like it. I actually wonder if I could dance in front of people and it would attract their attention. Hold on. Yeah, he's intrigued. He's actually, yeah, he's just taking the time off of his mount to check it out. That's how you know this animation is actually pretty dope. Oh, this is great. This is actually really great. I'm actually enjoying this. I don't know why. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm just to draw it. So let's take this guy with us and just start running all over the place. Explore the city. Some of the other changes that are coming into BFA, though, they are adding some of the changes to Brewfest. With Brewfest, they're going to be doing a few more updates, and one of the things, it really comes from some of the icons that were found in a database. There's a lot of new Brewfest icons, I guess maybe different types of brews, and a lot of them relating to new allied races. Some of them, the brand new ones that were recently added. Some of them are allied races that we've had for a while, like let's say the Nightborn and the Void Elves. But they added a couple different Brewfest icons, as well as some of the names for them. You have the Brewfest icon for Dark Iron, Draenei, High Mountain, Maghar, Nightborn, Void Elves, and finally, this one is titled Inv Holiday Brewfest Vulpera. We'll take a look at the icons for all the different brews. It looks like Dark Iron Dwarfs, allied race, High Mountain, allied race, Maghar, Nightborn, Void Elves, allied race, Vulpera being on there, potentially an allied race. At least that's what some people are saying. To be honest, I'm not convinced. If we are getting Vulpera, and if it is a confirmation, that's pretty cool. Because of Mechagon and Mechanomes, it looks like Alliance is about to get a brand new allied race. So I guess the question is, what would Horde be getting? I mean, besides Giblin, which are basically goblins that live underwater or something along those lines, which we haven't seen a single thing about Giblins until we visit Nazjatar, so maybe that'll be a more reliable allied race. Maybe Blizzard added this on purpose in the files to see how the community reacts, to see like, hey, you remember how we talked about Vulpera before? Would you guys be keen on maybe having Vulpera as an, you know, just testing the waters, seeing how the community thinks, seeing how many people would be like, yes, finally, Vulpera, I cannot wait to get them. Or maybe like, you know, Vulpera is kind of old news, don't really feel them, maybe we could try something new. It could be that, again, just Blizzard testing out, seeing how the community reacts, and then make a decision later. Also, the icons, you have the Dark Iron, you have the High Mountain, Maghar, Nightborn, Void Elf, but also you have the normal Draenei. If it was Lightforged Draenei drink, I could see it, but it seems to be like a normal Draenei. I'm not seeing any kind of light fixtures, I'm not seeing the Holy Grail, I'm really seeing a purple drink. And I guess that signifies Draenei, I'm guessing. If you guys think it is a possibility of any sort that Vulpera might be the allied race for the Horde, while let's say Alliance gets the Mechanomes, what would you guys say to that as a proposition? Would you be happy about getting Vulpera compared to Alliance getting Mechanomes, or would you want something different, something new, because the Vulpera boat has already sailed? Let me know in the comments below. Finally, I want to talk about the gear that's coming out with a brand new raid, and also the fact that the same gear for PvE is going to be the same gear as PvP, which I'm personally not happy about. I'm not a huge fan of recolors. I'm not a huge fan of them reusing the same gear for the raids and PvP. Last time Blizzard did that was in Warlords Jenner, so I don't really know how I feel about it. But with patch 8.2, we're not getting a brand new Warfront. Generally, Blizzard likes to double up Warfront gear and PvP gear to look the same. So whether you like to get into battlegrounds and arenas, or whether you like to get into the Warfronts, you'll be able to get very, very similar looking gear. Warfront gear and PvP gear for me was never really that much of an issue. It's a good way for anybody who does PvE that doesn't want to get into PvP to get very similar looking gear with a different recolor. I was just happy that you had unique sets that did stand out on their own, whether it was cloth, mail, leather, or plate, and the fact that we had two different sets for us to at least look from different sources. But now we're going to have the same gear for PvE and PvP. But that's just a personal gripe when they reuse the sets. The worst part is a lot of the community that saw the sets, they're not really impressed. I like the cloth set, I like the leather set, or actually the mail set instead, that are mythic. The rest of the sets I'm not really digging. It doesn't look like they are all that inspired. It looks like a basic water level set. Imagine if the developer was like, okay, we have a raid. Part of it is underwater. It's all very fish, naga, sea life themed. What kind of sets can we come up with? So it feels like all the sets from cloth to mail to plate to leather all have this like fish color and fish pieces to it. You have fins, you have this orangey color. I'm not a huge fan of the palette. So I think the cloth set and mail look great at Mythic, but I'm not really all that impressed. I was really hoping the hunters would have maybe like naga heads for shoulders or something. Maybe we would have maybe some sort of anglefish set for the rogues, you know, with a little bulb on the top of the head. I feel like there's so many different paths that Blizzard could have taken this, and the sets they came up with so far don't really look all that great. I'm a huge fan of them trying to have different sets for PvE and PvP. So for me, it's kind of a red flag that they're not going to be splitting them apart. They're just going to double up the current set they have and just kind of roll with it. Really was hoping they wouldn't do something like that. But I guess that's all I can really say. What I do like though, and I feel like Blizzard didn't really capitalize on all the right pieces, is the aspirant set for it. The aspirant set is supposed to be basically the battleground pieces. So normally in PvP before we had the removal of the honor talent, honor points and conquest points, you would normally do battlegrounds and casual PvP, and you would farm up honor, and you would get the honor gear, and then you would get the conquest points, so you can get the conquest gear, which was far better, looked better, and was overall stronger. The aspirant pieces are basically the battleground pieces that they want to add into the brand new tier, and I feel like the aspirant pieces look amazing. First of all, the cloth set for both Horde and Alliance, you have this pirate. First of all, it's all underwater. It has literally sea life growing on your shoulders. It looks like the set has been soaked in coral reefs way deep underwater. It looks like something a dead man would be wearing after they went down with a ship. It looks amazing. I love the hat for the cloth, the little eye patch thing they get going on. All the little corals and even the grass on top of the hat. I think it looks absolutely amazing, and I think it's just so creative. I guess the best word I can think of it is Pirates of Caribbean. Imagine if a sailor drowned in sea and they came back to haunt you. This is what they would wear, this is what they would look like, and oh my god. Maybe I'm the only one though, so please let me know in the comments what you guys think. I honestly could be the only ones loving the aspirant set better than the gladiator. And again, not a huge fan of the fact that they're doubling up for PvP and PvE. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.